Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch the prelims because I was at work, but we'll still go through them. Shauna Bannon versus Nicole Cagliari. I saw that she got the submission. Yeah, I picked her too, so. Picked this guy too. He won by decision. Who cares? Nobody's. Now this was so fucking stupid. Polyana Viana calf sliced herself versus Alice Ardaline. And Alice Ardaline, she said she saw this submission. And it wasn't even a submission. She said she saw this position on Instagram. And Polyana Viana, she was in a body lock under, in full guard, in full mount. She was, oh my god, bro. So garbage. He needs to get cut. Oh my god. Terrible fighter. Cody Brundage versus Andre Petrosky. I told you guys he would win. I know he has a terrible record. I know he's coming off losses, but I just had a feeling, and he got it done. Round 2 KO, just like I said. Alright, Cantlin Vieira. Alright. I don't know what happened in this fight, but I did pick Cavalcanti. Whatever, she's a bum. They're both bums. Who cares? Tommy Gant. This guy is the college wrestler. I saw that he was doing some crazy ground and pound on Artur Manev. That's how he won. He's a good fighter. Let's see him versus people in the rankings coming up. Tuco Tacos, bro. My boy lost, but it's okay. Ivan Arslan, I didn't really see this fight. Gotta watch it back later. But yeah, now onto the main card. Alright, Chaos Williams. This guy destroyed Nikolai Vrednikov. He was way too good for him on the feet. Throwing big bombs, just catching him constantly. Nikolai Vrednikov didn't really have any answers. Chaos was just bombing him. Nikolai was out on his feet. The ref had to step in. He was looking drunk out there, like an old geezer at the pub. This guy got destroyed. Bad pick from me. Should have known Chaos would come out there and win. Alright, Bernardo Sapage versus Kwamba. Actually, this was a good fight, to be honest. And Kwamba, he actually looked good on the striking in round 1 and 2. He was just landing a lot on the guard of Bernardo Sapage. He wasn't landing flush any of his shots, really. I mean, he landed a couple. He had a nice jab. He was throwing them 1-2s, overhands and stuff, but the commentary was going crazy, but he wasn't really landing any clean shots. He was throwing some nice combos, hitting the high guard of Sapage. And Sapage almost got the submission at the end of round 1, so I'd give him that round 2. He won round 1 off of his nice jab and the submission attempt at the end. It looked like Kwamba's eyes were about to come out of his face. He was looking crazy. And then round 2 starts. Kwamba has a nice jab again, throwing some good strikes. But Sapage is just gritting down with his high guard, biting down on the mouth guard, getting in there. He dropped him, I believe. And then he got on top, started just smashing him with ground and pound, and then got the back end, got the rear naked choke. I don't know what I called, but I know I called Sapage. Maybe would have finished in the round 2 I called. But Modestas Bukauskas versus Christian Edwards. Alright. Christian Edwards, he's actually not a bum. He was decent. He wasn't anything special, but he had some nice low kicks, some nice body kicks. His hands weren't really anything special. Bukowski should have got the finish at 100%. He was throwing some nice shots, but Edwards just ate it. And he wobbled him a couple times, had him against the cage. At the end of round 1, he threw a very hard body kick to Christian Edwards. Christian Edwards ate it. Yeah, I think Bukowski should have got the finish, but, the strikes are pretty even on this. Split decision, as you see. He should have got the finish earlier after he wobbled him, but he didn't. He won by split decision. Okay. Now my boy, bro, Malcolm Wellmaker. This guy is a fraud, to be honest. No, let's not say it. He's not a fraud. He's still my boy, but come on. He's just unlucky, bro. He fought 2 very good prospects coming in on their debuts in Ethan Ewing and Diaz. Diaz actually looked pretty good out there. Malcolm looked... from round 1, Malcolm looked really sharp. He was throwing some really good body kicks. He had some nice defense. I thought he was about to piece him up the whole fight and then get a late round 3 knockout, but he got dropped at the end of round 1, and ever from there went downhill. Diaz threw an illegal knee at the end of round 1, but it went off his shoulder, luckily, so he didn't get the DQ. And then in round 2, While Malcolm came out looking calm again, nice strikes. He was looking comfortable out there, but it looked like a whole brand new Malcolm. He was like playing it safe, and we don't usually see that from him. And yeah, since he was playing it safe, he just got caught again, and then he got dropped. And yeah, from there it was over. He got subbed with a rear naked choke after he got dropped, and yeah. Hey man, Juan Diaz might be actually pretty good. He might be the next Ethan Ewing, bro. Malcolm Wumbaker is just a prospect creator, bro. Sad to see, but my boy got destroyed. Performance of the night too. So he's coming into the UFC making, what is that, 50K or 100K? Making 100K plus his probably 2020 contract. That's really good. And then this was an amazing, sick fight, bro. This striking was crazy. They were just going back and forth. Daniel Santos came out throwing bombs, but obviously we could see that he probably didn't have the cardio to keep it going until round 2 and 3. He was just throwing crazy bombs, and we could see at the end of round 1 that he was getting tired. He didn't have the gas tank to continue into round 2 doing the same stuff. And Troy at the end of round 1, he was finding his distance with the jab. He was just piecing him up, making his face all red. And yeah, towards the end of round 2, his jab was still landing, and he just folded him with a body shot. Crazy body shot. He was ripping him to the body, and he caught him, and Daniel Santos folded. And, when you're tired and you're getting hit with body shots, that's when the finish is coming. Doo Ho Choi knew that. He was throwing some great shots. And yeah, he caught him with the body shot, and it was over. Just like I called it. I think I did call round 2 knockout in this fight. So yeah, Doo Ho Choi won by knockout, fight of the night. Great bonus for Doo Ho Choi after, a long layoff. And then the main fight of the evening. This was actually a pretty good fight too. I liked it. My boy won just like I called. Arnold Allen, he dropped Costa in the first round, like right off the bat with the crazy left hand. Melchizedek Costa spun around, did a whole ballerina twirl. Did a ballerina twirl after Arnold Allen landed that big left. And then, after he landed the left, he went straight to the wrestling like an idiot. I don't know why he didn't stay on the feet, try to finish him, but he went straight to the wrestling after he knocked him down. And then, in round 2, just like I said, I don't like Costa against the cage, and Allen was hunting him against the cage. He was throwing some really good jabs, and he was following up with a 1-2 straight from southpaw. It was southpaw versus southpaw, and Arnold Allen was just clipping him with jabs and throwing the left, following it up, the left overhand. He was just catching him. It was on the money every time, right on the chin. But, we know Arnold Allen doesn't have the best power. He only has 2 finishes in the UFC. One of them was an injury versus Calvin Kattar, and one of them was, to be honest, an early stoppage versus Dan Hooker. And, he doesn't have crazy power. Melchizedek Costa was eating all his big shots. And it was actually a pretty good fight. Melchizedek Costa's grappling didn't really do much for him in this fight. Arnold Allen is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He was getting dominant positions. He was throwing some really good ground and pound. He was going for submissions, but he didn't really get none. And yeah, 50-45 for 2 of the judges, 49-46 for one of the other judges. Very dominant performance by Arnold Allen. He showed that he was better than him in the striking and the jiu-jitsu. And it shows that he's not a top, well, maybe if he fought somebody else, but as of now, he's not a top 10 worthy fighter. Arnold Allen showed that he belongs in the top 5, top 6, top 7. And yeah, maybe he should fight Lerone Murphy next. But we'll save it for my next video. I'll do a who these fighters should fight type video. But Arnold Allen, very good performance. Let's see him versus Lerone Murphy maybe. And now onto the MVP card. Again, we're not gonna really talk about the undercard because fucking Netflix didn't even let us watch until 9 o'clock. Stupid ass company. But anyways, Brandon Jenkins, I don't care about that fight. Alan Pereira won by decision, split decision. That's bad. Look at their records too. They're both bums. But I would guess Alan Pereira is only big because of her brother. She didn't get the left hook finish like I thought. She got the split decision. David McGoyan, unanimous decision, round 3. All right. Jason Jackson, I picked him too. Adriano Moraes, I picked him. Damn, he got a submission right at the end of the fight. All right. Jake Babian, who cares about that fight? JDS, okay, started the main card. Okay. Rebellious to Spain absolutely whooped this grandpa, bro. It was actually sad. He was in there with his hands down, just so cocky. But obviously, he deserved to be cocky because he was just throwing them hooks. He was throwing them uppercuts from so far away. His reach is crazy. And he had a very low bladed taekwondo stance, and JDS just could not get in. He could not get into range to throw anything. He caught him like once or twice with some right hands, but Rebellious to Spain is just a monster. He's so big, and yeah, his power is actually, I don't know, it's mid, because he landed some good flush shots on JDS, 42-year-old JDS, and JDS did not go down. But yeah, I think this was a good fight. Round 1 finish for Rebellious to Spain. It's what most of us thought would happen. And yeah, JDS went down flat, bent over his leg like a dead body. And now Kenneth Cross versus Saladin Parnasse. This was a very good fight from the start to finish. As soon as the bell rang, Parnasse ran at him, and it was like a car crash. But yeah, Parnasse came in crazy. He had some elite grappling control and some good ground and pound, some nice sub attempts. And Parnasse let him get up once they were down on the ground. He just let him get up, and he started just ripping to the body, leaping into the body shots, just throwing them at Kenneth Cross' body. And you know, there was a lot of body shots tonight. A lot of body shots. Dooku Choi's fight, there were a lot of body shots. Arnold Allen was throwing body shots. Parnasse was throwing the body shots. And we'll get into the Mike Perry fight later. Parnasse was just ripping the body shots to the liver. And again, he folded him straight down with the body shot to a nice finish. Saladin Parnasse, he's definitely UFC level. But I don't know what his contract is looking like with MVP. I don't know if we could get him into UFC. But he definitely should be in the UFC. Damn, the lightweight division would be stacked. I mean, it's already stacked, but, you know, he could probably be a top 15, top 10 contender. I don't know about champ. I don't know about top 5, but he's a good talent. Francis Ngannou versus Felipe Lins. Moment of silence. This is just like we thought. Nasty body shots against the fence by Ngannou when they were in the clinch. Felipe Lins wasn't doing anything about it, but I guess you can't because Ngannou's such a big, heavy guy. He was just ripping those rights to the body, uppercut to the kidneys, right against the cage. And then once they broke away, Ngannou was just piecing him up. He found the left hook over the top of his head, like right on his cranium, bro, right on his temple. Felipe Lins, he went out flat. It's almost like he quit though, cause like it doesn't look like he was out cold. He was like staring up at the ref, like, please stop this, I'm about to die. It was crazy, bro. Yeah, Ngannou. Brutal knockout just like we thought. Now, Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry. Bro, this guy, Nate Diaz, you touch him once, and it's like he jumped into a bath full of blood. There was no striking defense in this fight. It was a sloppy fight, terrible looking fight to watch, but it was just fun because, you know, as fight fans, we love watching bullshit like this. It was a good fight. Nate Diaz out there looking like an unk. He was just plodding around. Mike Perry was just ripping body shots, and Nate Diaz looked like he could not handle them. Well, he did handle them. He took 2 back-to-back crazy body shots. He was like huffing and puffing, like he did not want to be there. But you know, we all know Nate. He gritted down and he started popping him with the jab a couple times. But you know, it's not enough to do anything to Nate Diaz. This guy's a bare knuckle FC fighter. He's been through all the wars with bare knuckles, no gloves. So you know, he knows how to grit down and fight. Doctor stoppage at the end of round 2, because you know, look at Nate Diaz. He was looking like a vampire out there. It was crazy. And yeah, going to war. Crazy fight. Alright. Now Rousey versus Carano. This shit was garbage, bro. Can't look at them up here. Hugging after that bullshit fight, bro. Oh my god. We stayed up all night, 12 a.m. over on the East Coast for this bullshit. 17-second armbar. Ronda Rousey literally walked across the cage, took her down, easy takedown, got into full mount. Gina gave her arm, and then she just, you know, took the armbar. Easy armbar, terrible fight. And Ronda Rousey, bro, oh my god, she's so cringe, bro. I hate this girl, bro. She's talking about, this is the best MMA fight in history. This is the biggest MMA fight in all history. Bro, nobody cares about this fight. This fight did not have more views than the UFC card. And Tyron Woodley at the start of right at 9 o'clock, Tyron Woodley is already glazing Ronda Rousey, talking about, this is the same level fight as Ali versus Tyson. This is a fight we all grew up wanting, bro. Nobody cares about this fight. We were here for Ngannou. We were here for Nate Diaz. We were here for Parnas. We were here for Despain. This fight was garbage. Ronda Rousey, obviously, she's a trailblazer in the women's sport. Gina Carano is too, but terrible fight, You pick somebody in the top 15 of the flyweight division, the women's division right now. They're beating both of these girls. They're both terrible fighters. But yeah, it's whatever. And yeah, pretty good MMA fights overall. And we got the Conor announcement like right after or before the Dooku Choi fight. Big announcement. I'll do a video on that later. Like and subscribe, and yeah, see you guys later.